You a liar and you a fraud. Brian Benjamin, you a liar and you a fraud. But see, I peeped your card before anybody did. I'm not surprised this happened to you. The only one that should be shocked and surprised is the people that basically supported you and actually believed in you, which is sad, because I never did. Good evening. I'm going to make this really quick. I'm going to read from New York Post, and this is something that I wanted to talk about a couple of weeks ago. More than likely, it's not going to be a popular upload because this was really quick. This is coming out of New York State, and it reads, New York Lieutenant Governor Brian Benjamin resigns after arrest in campaign finance scheme. Embattled Lieutenant Governor Brian Benjamin resigned Tuesday evening, just hours after he was indicted by federal prosecutors in Manhattan on a 5 corruption-related charges that alleged that he attempted to trade a state grant for campaign contributions. I have accepted Brian Benjamin's resignation effective immediately. While the legal process plays out, it is clear to both of us that he cannot continue to serve as Lieutenant Governor, Governor Kathy Hochul said. New Yorkers deserve absolute confidence in their government, and I will continue working every day to deliver for them, she added. Hochul, who picked Benjamin as her running mate last year, announced his departure after spending much of the day dodging questions about his arrest Tuesday morning. However, the Harlem politician's name will likely remain on the ballot for the primary as the deadline for withdrawing his candidacy passed in February. This is the first step, said State Democratic Party Chairman Jay Jacobs. As for getting Benjamin off the ballot, he said, we're taking a look at the options. One of Benjamin's closest allies, former longtime Harlem Congressman Charlie Rangel, declined to comment about his fall. I can't help you on this one, he told the Post. Benjamin's indictment and resignation may offer Hochul's Democratic opponents a new opening in their bid to unseat her in the state's June 28th primary, a contest the governor appeared to have largely sewn up after Attorney General Letitia James ended her campaign in December. She needs to stay 350 feet away from him and not go near him, said a top Democratic consultant shortly before Benjamin quit. The resignation was the coda to an extraordinary day of political drama. Even by the standards of a state political capital seemingly inured to scandal, that began early Tuesday morning when the news broke of Benjamin's arrest. So, I'm going to explain to you how this happened. Brian Benjamin started out as a state senator who replaced a previous state senator who ended up going back to the city council. So this person comes out of my political district, okay? I'm going to talk about this on Wednesday on my political channel, but I want to talk about this because this was news that should have been at the front lines, but the Frank James situation overshadowed it. Brian Benjamin supported a $50,000 grant to Friends of Public Schools in Harlem. The grant was to buy supplies for public school students in Harlem. However, there's a man named Gerald Middahl who's very big he's a liberal, and he's very big with real estate in Harlem. So Brian Middahl basically it was a quid pro quo. I'll give you money for your campaign if you basically give me money to support one of my projects that I have. So what Brian Benjamin did was he used the money from the grant that was supposed to be for the children. He used it to support Migdal. Okay? More is going to come out of that. I'm going to talk about that more on Wednesday. And the reason being is because I'm still doing research on this, because this scandal it hits home, because this man he came up through a person that replaced another state senator. All of them are crooked and that come out of Harlem. So for all my people from out of New York State, out of like the city, I'm just going to keep it real with you. And I'm going to break it down, because this situation is going to be big and it's going to be major. And for all my New York City people, especially from Harlem, be prepared for this, because this is just the beginning. I'll talk to you soon. Good night.